Get disciplined. It is time. Grateful Monday and poor Meghan and Harry.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Monday. It is January 13th, 2020. It is day 122 of Gotta Get On Ellen. It is day 12 of my 30-day challenge. 18 days to go. Pretty soon I'll get to the halfway mark and I can start counting backwards because it'll feel good. Did you get to enjoy some of the warm weather over the weekend? It was kind of crazy here at the Jersey Shore. We had temps in the 60s on both Saturday and Sunday. Sunday started out a little rainy, but then it cleared up. A little breezy, a little bit of a breeze. But yeah, I mean, it smelled like spring. January. It was nice. Went out into the porch here and there. Took in the smell. It was a nice little reprieve. I have a feeling things will be changing quickly. We still have a lot of winter to get through, but let's just enjoy the warm weather while we can. It's not going to be that warm today. However, I do believe it's going to get into the 50s, which is still not too shabby for January 13th. So today is Grateful Monday. You know what that means. That means that I go through my gratitude journal and share a little with you to show you how simple and easy it is to write down 5 little things that you are grateful for each and every day. So some of the things that I wrote down last week, I have the whole bed to myself. I've had it for the whole week. That's because Joe and I are still fighting this bug. He had finally said yesterday, which probably should have been said 2 weeks ago, maybe we should go to the doctor. I said if I didn't feel better this morning, I was definitely going to make an appointment for myself. But it's a little more difficult for him with his work schedule. Probably be better off going to like an urgent care or something. But we both are feeling a little bit on the mend today. Joe was going to come back to the bedroom last night, and I told him, do so at your own risk, because I was feeling really crappy again yesterday, and I just have this cough that once it starts, it's really hard to kind of tame down. So I was just like, and the worst part is, if Joe's in bed next to me, I feel really bad. So I try to control the cough more, which ends up, tickling my throat, and then my eyes start to water. And so he will more than likely be back tonight. If not tonight, then soon, because he misses his big king-size bed. Of course, he has a queen-size bed to himself right now. But hopefully we are both on the mend. Another thing I was grateful for last week, I organized the points for my speech. I was talking about this last week. Yes, I did get my rough draft finished by Friday, like I intended. I think I kind of rushed the ending a little bit, so I'm going to go back and kind of go over that a little bit, maybe do a little rewrite here or there. And then it's time to start practicing. So I'm very proud of the fact that I did get that done on my self-imposed timeline. Another thing I was grateful for, I had a killer topic on Facebook last week. One of the topics that I had put up was, find your word. It was that little grid of words. And at this point, and they're still coming in, I've had like 72 comments on that post alone, which, is kind of expected because people love to do that kind of stuff. And I know that because I've done this type of stuff in the past. I don't know if I've ever gotten that many comments on a topic that we had done when I was at the radio station. I mean, 72 is a lot. A couple of mine are in there, going back and forth with a couple of people, but not too many. So I just have to figure out a way to invite all the people that actually commented on the topic to now like my page. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Another thing I was grateful for, we've been sick. We've been stockpiling the cold medicine. So I went by Walmart for another stock up. It was on sale. Oh, yeah, it was. $4.98. Rollback. Bought myself 3 of those bad boys. Love a sale. Love, love, love. Love a sale. And finally, Joe, the most grateful thing I'm grateful for this week is Joe is okay after, in his words, smashing into a deer. Yes, I got a text on Friday night, right around the time Joe's supposed to get home, saying, I just smashed into a deer. If there is any time to actually pick up the phone and call rather than send a text, that is the time. So luckily I caught it right away. And so I called him, and he had pulled into a parking lot, smashed up his car pretty good. He says that he's fine. He hasn't been, moaning and groaning about anything. I was worried that he was going to have some kind of neck or back issues from the impact. And so far he hasn't complained. And let me tell you, if he was hurting, he would be complaining. So he must really be okay, which is, obviously the most important thing. Smashed up the car pretty bad. It was in okay shape to kind of drive it to the auto body shop, which is right down the street. But, there's like pieces of the car just hanging off. It's just the one side completely smashed. So we had to take care of all that stuff. And then the rental company was giving us kind of a hard time. The body shop was not open on Saturday and Sunday. So the rental car company told us we couldn't get the rental car until we actually dropped it off at the shop and it was checked in. We could drop it off at the shop, but it's no proof that it's there until the body shop is there to say, yeah, we have the car. So we went to our dealership, and they luckily gave us a loaner car until today when we can actually get the rental car. So we dropped the car off at the body shop, left the keys with the dealer because the body shop is through the dealer. So, it's been a crazy couple of days. It's the second deer Joe has hit in just a couple of months. So, and he hit the deer in the oddest spot. Like, Joe drives in the dark on these roads that are in the middle of nowhere, just surrounded by woods on both sides. And I worry constantly about him hitting a deer. Never in a million years would I have thought he would have hit a deer where he actually hit a deer. Even the people at the car dealership are like, where did he hit the deer? I'm like, I know, right? Crazy. Just crazy. But he's okay. The car is on its way to being okay. I hope. The insurance company hates us. I am sure. It is considered a no-fault accident. It's not supposed to increase the rates, but I don't know. I feel like they always get a way of getting around that. We've been pretty lucky with our insurance company. I'm pretty loyal to them because they've been really good to us. So here's hoping we don't get an increase come the next round. They have policies every 6 months rather than yearly, so they have more opportunity to increase the policies. We'll see what happens. Holy playoffs. Did you get a chance to watch any football this weekend? I have to clear my throat. A little bit of the cough still there. Did you get a chance to check out that Kansas City Houston game? Insane. It was absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like it. The Texans went up either 21-0 or I think it might have even been 24-0. In the second quarter, KC comes back 24-21 by the time halftime hits. 3 touchdowns in 3 minutes. It was insane. It was absurd. It was like something I've never seen before. It was so entertaining. That is football. The term any given Sunday always comes into my head when we hear, these stories about these crazy football games. That wasn't any given Sunday. That was any given minute. Just craziness. And then, so Kansas City ended up winning that game. It was 51-31 or something like that. Joe had told me later that the stadium where Kansas City plays put out an apology because they couldn't shoot off any fireworks at the end of the game because they had run out. Because there were so many points scored that they shot off fireworks every time they scored a point, and then they ran out. They literally ran out of fireworks. It was the craziest game. Just the craziest game. So the next game that was on was the Green Bay Packers against the Seattle Seahawks, who lost. The Green Bay Packers will be going on to the NFC Championship game next week to face the San Francisco 49ers. In the AFC, it will be Kansas City against the Tennessee Titans. And then it will be whittled down to 2. So it's an exciting time in football. They did have some announcements about coaches that are going into the Hall of Fame. They had shown it on Saturday with Bill Cowher, and it's kind of cool to see the reaction. And then on Sunday, they did it with Jimmy Johnson. Now, Jimmy Johnson balled like a baby. Balled like a baby. I'm sure you remember he was the coach of the Dallas Cowboys during their heyday. The interesting part to me was when they let him know that he had officially made it into the Hall of Fame. They showed Troy Aikman in the booth staring very intently at the monitor, watching the whole thing unfold. The interesting thing was he just had this super intense look on his face. And they showed him a couple of times. He wasn't smiling. He just had this super serious look on his face. And I don't know, it seemed weird to me. I would think that he would have a little smile on his face, or maybe having a little tear in his eye, or maybe he did have a little tear in his eye. I don't know. Maybe we just couldn't see that from the shot. But it was kind of a strange reaction, if you ask me. And I know you're not asking me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So that is what's going on with football. And I wanted to get to a little bit of the royal drama. Everybody has an opinion about Meghan and Harry. Everybody's got to say. I think that people are being really, really hard on her. I had said when they got married that I didn't think it was going to last because I don't think she had any idea of what she was getting into. I think she thought she knew what she was getting into. Do you remember the movie Terms of Endearment? Remember the part where Deborah Winger's talking to Jeff Daniels about the kids and whether he wants to take the kids or have the kids go with her mother since she is unfortunately preparing to die. And she says to her husband, no matter how hard you think it is, you end up wishing it were that easy. True with parenting. I'm sure true with being a royal. And there is this message that is going around about that's kind of in support of Meghan about the fact that, you know, let's put it this way. She gave up her career. She gave up her home. She gave up her, you know, moving away from her family and friends, the only place that she's ever known, to take on a position, to be scrutinized, to be ridiculed, to be judged constantly for the man that she loves. And now everybody is up in arms that he's stepping back from something that is causing her great pain. Obviously, it's causing her great pain. She's in way over her head. It's not like he was going to be king. He's 6th in line right now for the throne. It's never going to get to him. Why is it okay for her to give everything up for him, but it's not okay for him to give a little bit of something up for her happiness, so they can live happily ever after? Would you rather they split? This is what I don't get. Now, I know that the financials go into it or whatever, but, you know, she even already signed on, from what I'm hearing, a contract with Disney to do some voiceover work. And they're going to have the money go directly to a charity. I don't know how the financials work with the royals. I know that they are very well off. I know that the taxpayers pay for everything, but they're not really allowed to make their own money, from what I understand. So either she's going to be allowed to make her own money, and him as well, and stop taking money from the taxpayers, or they're still going to have to be supported in some way. I don't know. You know, they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. If she takes money for doing a job, she's horrible. She should be giving it to charity, but yet she's not allowed to take money for the taxpayers. I don't know. It just seems like she is just. In fact, I even